When you're a company like GE that does business in over 180 countries in the world, it's important to have a program that translates across the different countries and the different cultures in which we do business. So it's very important for us at GE to follow all the rules and regulations in each of the countries where we do business. But it's also important for us to have several unifying themes. And I really value two particular aspects of our integrity program. The first is leadership engagement. We expect our leaders to talk about the importance that they place on integrity and on doing business in the right ways during their meetings with employees, during town halls with employees, and in the written communications that they make to employees. That personal engagement of leaders and making clear their expectations that people do business the right way really has a tremendous impact on our employees, on our customers, and on everybody that we believe is part of the GE family. The second part that's equally important is communications from our employees. We value an atmosphere of what we call open reporting. We want our employees around the world to know that we want them and that we're counting on them to raise concerns they have about when they think we might not be doing business the right way. In my years at GE, I have found that our employees around the world in every single one of our countries, including Korea, are the best early warning system that we could possibly have. They have a sense when something might not be right, when a customer is asking us to do something that may not be entirely appropriate. So it's important that our employees not only feel safe, that they can raise concerns they have about integrity issues without fear of retaliation, but also that they know that it's valued and that we appreciate very much that they help us keep the company safe. When people look at me in the United States, when we talk about diversity, as a white man, I don't really scream out diversity. People wonder why I value diversity so much, but people who really know me know that I'm the first generation son of Russian parents and that I'm a first generation American. And so I watched my parents grow up in the United States struggle to express themselves in English. My mom and dad both spoke 4 languages very fluently, and then they'd speak with people who only spoke 1 language, English. And yet those people would treat my mom and dad like they weren't very smart. And I watched my parents struggle over the years to express themselves to my teachers, to my friends' parents, and others. And the lessons of watching my mom and dad struggle to be included have stayed with me for the rest of my life. And so I see employees around the world who are so remarkably brave in a company where English is the language that we use as an American headquartered company. I see employees in Korea and I see employees in Japan and Russia and Dubai and elsewhere who speak in English as their second, third, or fourth language. And I admire the courage that they have. And as an American, I believe it's so important to make sure that all of our employees are included in the discussion and that they understand that we value their input and that we want the strengths of the different perspectives that they bring to bear on every single issue. Like I said many times, our best early warning system at GE is our employee network and all the employees we have around the world. And unless we emphasize the strength that we have as a company from having the diverse perspectives of all our employees come together, and unless we emphasize as a company the importance of including all of their different viewpoints, making sure that we get the benefit of the strengths that our employees represent, we won't be as good a company as we can be. So for me, again, the strength of GE is that we do business in 180 countries around the world. We have employees from every culture. We have employees from every religion. We have employees from all sorts of different groups. And the strengths of our company is the diversity of those employees and our ability to draw on all those different perspectives. That's a unique strength of GE, and that's something that we should always prize and cherish and encourage. A sign of a very strong leader of any company, whether it be a Korean company or an American company or a Russian company, whatever company that you'd like to pick, a sign of strength is whether leaders can be comfortable working and interacting with people who aren't like themselves. And being able to relate to people from different backgrounds and different experiences and showing that you value different perspectives really expands the reach of a leader and the ability of a leader to draw from people from different backgrounds and different experiences. And so we continue to work on this at GE in terms of making sure that when we have meetings and that when we have projects, that we make sure that all of our employees feel included. And that includes our women and our men. And you know, what I like to say at GE is it doesn't matter what color your skin is, it doesn't matter what your last name is, it doesn't matter what language you speak, it doesn't matter who you love. What matters is whether you're good. And if you're good, it's our obligation as a leader to make sure that you have a full opportunity to realize your full potential at a company like GE. That's not only great for all of our employees, it's great for GE. And so what I would encourage anyone who is trying to expand as a leader and trying to expand the reach of a company is to be open to diverse perspectives, be open to diverse viewpoints, welcome those viewpoints. And once you try it, you'll end up liking it, and you'll realize that that's really a way to make a stronger company and to actually expand your leadership capability and get the most out of your team. People want to feel included, and reaching out and making sure that all members of your teams have an opportunity for input and understand that their input is valued may not always be easy, but it's something that if you try it, it gets easier over time, and you'll find that you make your entire company stronger by doing it. I think that the power of data and the power of data analytics is the most exciting thing that I've seen in my career, and I've been practicing law for 30 years. But it's really going to help us on both ends. It's going to help us on the training, and it's going to help us on the issue spotting and the remediation of issues that we see. On the training side, our digital tools are going to allow us to be more effective and more efficient in terms of how we communicate our training. Imagine a world where you have a salesperson who's about to enter into a difficult transaction, or you have a salesperson that's about to go to a challenging jurisdiction where you know you've had trouble in the past. With the right type of data analytics and the right type of digital tools, we'll be able to provide in-time contemporary training that will remind people what they need to know when they need to know it. So rather than have training be a chore, rather than have training be something where you have to set aside a half day every year to focus on the training exercise, imagine a world where a company can deliver the types of training and compliance reminders in real time right when an employee needs it. I think that's exciting. I think that's what's coming, and I can't wait to harness the ability of data analytics to be able to provide training more effectively. And then in terms of process and in terms of efficiency, if we do data analytics the right way, what we can do is we can monitor the employees' activities and monitor our activities and spot issues as they arise and allow us to eliminate so many of the pre-approval requirements we have right now and so many of the processes that we have in place by which we try to prevent problems from arising. It's very frustrating for any company because 99% of our employees are committed to doing the right thing. And at GE, like any other company, there's always that 1% that bend the rules, they stretch the rules, and they try to get an advantage. And it's just unfair that the 99% of the people who are committed to doing things the right way have to endure all these processes and approvals and slow down their work so that we can make sure that the 1% of employees don't get us in trouble. So with data analytics and being able to spot issues in real time, we can free up the time and effort of our employees who follow the rules and focus our efforts on the employees who need some help and need some training to get the rules right. So again, I think data analytics helps us on the front end by delivering the training more effectively and helps us on the back end by allowing us to spot issues more efficiently and focus our efforts where they need to be.